UFC bantamweight Martin Day. How's life on the island, man?
Life is great, bro. I can't complain. Uh, Live in a beautiful place over here in Hawaii, and yeah, life is good.
All right, we spoke, I think about 3 months ago when you were preparing for Randy Costa at UFC Columbus. After being pulled twice before that, how did the cancellation affect you?
I was ready to go on that one. Had a great camp, and the when you go through a camp like that, and you're just mentally ready to go, firing on all cylinders. So I was bummed, but something that was completely out of my hands with the whole pandemic and everything. So yeah, it was a bummer, but I got right back in the gym, stayed in shape, and I knew there was going to be another one eventually. So just got back in the gym and continued to train.
Did the UFC tell you to stay ready, or did they just say, hey, pull back and relax because we don't know when we're going to have events?
Oh, they didn't really say anything. I mean, there was kind of no events. I knew there wasn't going to be able to be any events for a little while, and then after that, a few of them got canceled. But once they pulled one off, I was definitely a lot more hopeful. But again, I was staying in shape. I'm always in the gym, always learning. My philosophy is, when you're in camp, you have an opponent set, you have a specific game plan. But when you're not in camp, your opponent is yourself. So you're just trying to be a better version of yourself all the time. So that's exactly what I was doing.
When the pandemic got serious, what was the protocol like in the area? Was it still kind of free?
No, we were pretty much locked down. We when the pandemic first happened, and so the state of Hawaii closed it off pretty much. There was no more tourism. Hawaii is a huge reliance on tourism, so the economy suffered. It's still suffering here. You see the streets of Waikiki are like empty, which is nice to see, but also weird at the same time. Gyms were closed, restaurants, only essential businesses were open, like food, supermarkets and things like that. And yeah, so for a little while there, I was just doing what I could as far as training, running, doing stuff on my own. I have access to my martial arts school in Kailua that I grew up training at, so I was able to go there, get some work in, but just staying in shape.
Did you spend a lot of time outdoors? Because there's the beaches and even in the water.
Yeah.
Do you do training in the water?
I don't do too much training in the water, a little bit, but mostly it's recreational, for fun. I like to surf. I like to go to the beach. The beaches were actually closed for a little while too. They were closed off except for if you were exercising, like running or something like that, or swimming. But I was surfing plenty. I was able to get in the water and surf, things like that. So yeah, I definitely spent a little bit more time outdoors, I would say.
A few years back, I saw BJ Penn. He would go into the ocean, and it was pretty deep, and he would pick up a big rock and then run across the bottom. Is that something that you implement in your training?
I've actually been doing that for quite some time. It's more of like it's fun. It's fun to do. You cruise, go with the boys. We go down to the spot in Waimanalo or just past Waimanalo called Allen Davis. Get one nice sandy area. You jump off the rocks, dive in, find a rock, and run. I usually do it like a certain amount of sets or whatever. But yeah, no, I think it helps. It's good cardio. When you come up, you're gasping for air, and then you kind of swim, tread water for a little bit, dive back down. It's definitely a good workout, and it's a good time too. It's always good. Everything in the water is always good, man. Whenever you get a chance to go in the ocean, it's always a good time.
Definitely. Now, you're scheduled to fight Davey Grant on July 15th or July 11th. Sorry, July 11th. Yeah. Was he a guy that you thought you would be fighting potentially in the future one day?
I didn't know who he was until I got the name. And then when I got the name, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this guy from the Ultimate Fighter and stuff. So yeah, it was cool. I'm excited to fight a guy who did so well on the show. He went all the way to the finale and lost in the finale to a super tough opponent. So yeah, I'm stoked to be able to get in there and mix it up with a guy. With a guy with a little more experience than me, who's kind of been around. I'm excited about it. I did not think I was. He wasn't, like I said, he wasn't on my radar. So he is now, but also, excited.
Well, I guess the excitement comes from him being, so experienced and being in and having some decent wins. You know what I mean? In the UFC, you beat him. That kind of catapults you a little bit more than, as let's say, a Randy Costa fight.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely has more experience than Costa did, or even, than I do. He's got a good handful of fights in the UFC and in the Ultimate Fighter. So, yeah, I think when I beat him, it's gonna catapult me a little bit more than if I, were just to beat someone who's just coming in or just getting signed or something like that.
When you go back and look at some of his performances, what is your assessment of his skills?
Yeah, everyone in the UFC is the best. These guys are all elite level fighters, best in the world, all of them. So, you just gotta break down each fight and fight each guy a little bit differently, play into your own strengths, into their weaknesses, and so that's what I intend to do on July 11th. And I think that it won't be long till Davey Grant is going to be looking for takedowns on me, just because I think my striking will be I'm going to be able to pull ahead on the feet, so he'll be looking for takedowns. But yeah, anything can happen in there. Anything can happen, and we're in there with the best, so got to be ready to throw down. Got to be ready for whatever comes.
You said that, you've been getting a lot stronger the last year or so, and with more time, has that strength, the levels of your strength gone a lot higher than before?
I'm definitely a lot stronger, and I put on more muscle than I have been in the past. My last fight was at the end of 2018. I think people will be able to see a little difference in my physical appearance, but yeah, one of my goals was to work on my strength and my explosiveness during this kind of off season, I guess you could call it. So I was definitely able to do that. Put on a little bit of muscle, like I said, and get stronger. That was one of the areas that I wanted to improve on, and I've been able to do that really well. So I'm looking forward to being able to see how that goes too.
During the lockdown, you said your training was limited. When did what kind of changes did you make once you got this fight signed to prepare yourself for Davey Grant?
I was able to get together with some small groups of tight-knit guys, and some of the restrictions were lifted in stages. This last Monday, some of the gyms have been able to open up fully with just minor restrictions, but that's how it's been over here in Hawaii. There's been stages, and so we've just been kind of following those stages, but of course, staying safe at the same time. I'm not going out and socializing unnecessarily and things like that, just because you get tested positive, and not only it's you, your team, and your teammates, and everyone's out of a fight, so and no paycheck for anybody, so gotta be careful when it comes to that. But yeah, we've just been doing what we could as small groups, small tight groups.
Have you been following that? In the past couple events, there's people that have been getting like false positives, and actually people getting testing positive too at the same time.
I actually have never heard of any false positives. That's the first time I'm hearing about it. But yeah, I have heard about the positive tests, and I've heard of not only fighters getting tested positive, but say a cornerman or a teammate gets tested positive, and then then the fighter can't fight either and stuff. So that's why me and my guys and my team were being real careful about that, so that we're all testing negative, and we can get in there and get down to business on July 11th.
Were you able to get into Hawaii Elite or even Gracie techniques this time around?
A little bit, like I said, some mostly over at Hawaii Elite, I was able to get into mostly just me, some one-on-one stuff with my striking coach and my performance coach. So not a lot of big team practices like usual. Just that one-on-one kind of thing, and really focusing in on me.
Also, this time around, you're not really working with Max Holloway then. It's just everybody's kind of separated.
Yeah, bro. Max is just kind of doing his own thing for this one. He's been doing a lot of Zoom classes, and yeah, bro. He's been, you ask him yourself, he's been training on Zoom, and I've seen him on a couple of FaceTimes like me and you are doing right now, but haven't really seen him. Talked to him a couple of times, texting and stuff, and he's gonna be bringing that belt back to Hawaii.
Yeah, is this the first time you're fighting with him on the same card?
You know what? We may have fought on the same card way back in the day in Hawaii when we were amateurs. I don't know. We both fought so many times as amateurs. I wouldn't doubt it if we did fight on the same card, but as professionals and at this level, it's the first time we're on the same card, and I'm stoked to be on that with him. It's gonna be a good night.
Yeah, definitely familiar faces. Now, when you found out that Fight Island was in Abu Dhabi, and man, Hawaii should be Fight Island, I think. You know what I mean? Why did they just make Hawaii? It's like right there. Were you kind of disappointed?
I was hoping Fight Island was gonna be like Coconut Island, which is about 5 minutes away from me right now in the middle of Kumite Bay. But yeah, no, Fight Island is really what they made over there in Abu Dhabi is Fight Island 2, because the original Fight Island is right here in the island chain of Hawaii. We are the original Fight Island. This is the Hawaii people love to fight, and that's why I say that. But yeah, I had no idea where it was gonna be. So when I found out it was in Abu Dhabi, it was pretty cool because that's like a huge destination that people want to visit at some point in their life, and so now I get to go over there, and it's a little added bonus of being able to do what I do here.
Now, when you envision this fight against Davey Grant, do you see yourself getting this knockout? You know what I mean? Because it seems like you would go in there with a striking advantage.
Oh, there's no doubt that I'm gonna have a striking advantage. I don't care what anyone says. I'm gonna have a striking advantage on this fight. He's gonna be looking to take me down. I guarantee it. And on the ground, I believe I'll be able to have a submission advantage as well. And if he does take me down, I'll be able to submit him. But on the feet, my takedown defense and my striking, he's not going to be able to deal with it.
Now, this journey from flight to fight is pretty hectic. Did you check it out? The kind of like the map that they drew out for fighters?
No, not really. I know we gotta go to Vegas and then from Vegas to Abu Dhabi, but I know we're going up there pretty early, which is good to get acclimated, with the difference and everything. But I haven't really checked out how much else besides that.
Well, it says that you guys are going to be tested 5 times for COVID-19, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's better safe than sorry. It's better. I'm actually happy that the UFC is being so safe about it and being so thorough in the testing process. So it's good. It's good for the athletes and it's good for the sport that they're doing that. I'm definitely not looking forward to any of the tests because I hear it sucks. The thing going up your nose or swabbing or whatever they're doing nowadays, either way, it looks like it sucks, but it is part of the process. So, we're going to be doing that. I didn't know it was going to be 5 times either. I thought it was going to be only like 2 or 3 times. I'm just not paying attention, but whatever. They can test me however many times they need to.
Yeah, you got to be safe, like you said. Well, July 11th, UFC 251, pretty massive card, man. And you get to kick it off, man. Thanks so much for the time, Martin, and enjoy the fight, enjoy the flight, and be safe.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. You have a good day.